So when a team in 2018 that won 119 games, and some say is considered one of the greatest Red Sox teams in franchise history, is now being accused of a cheating scandal, well, we gotta talk about that.
Hold up, wait until the whole team show up, yeah. I'm in Neverland, can't cry, yeah.
Hey, how's it going, guys? So today I am going to be talking about something that I just don't really want to talk about and was very upset when I heard the news about it this afternoon that the Boston Red Sox have been accused of stealing signs throughout the 2018 season, and especially as a Red Sox fan, this really hurt. Just because of how much trust and how much passion I have for the team itself and for how amazing of a season 2018 was for the franchise. Now, the Red Sox won 108 games throughout the regular season, won 119 games throughout the entire season, and were able to win the World Series. And this team just seemed unstoppable. And that's why many consider them as one of the greatest Red Sox teams in franchise history and potentially one of the greatest teams in the last 2 decades that we have ever seen. Now, that Red Sox team just seemed dominant. And throughout this entire video, I just want to say I'm going to do my absolute best to keep it at a MLB sort of fan mindset and not really get my Red Sox fan bias in there. But for how passionate of a Red Sox fan as I am, I would consider myself, quite honestly, very similar to Jimmy Fallon in the movie Fever Pitch. I'm that passionate and obsessed with this team. And so when I heard this news, it was very difficult to really wrap my head around it. And so what the reports have been coming out about these accusations is that 3 anonymous people from the 2018 Red Sox team say that they would go to their replay room and try to distinguish and defer the different opponents' sign sequences and then relay that information to the dugout. And then somebody from the dugout would then communicate that to the base runner, and then that base runner would use body movements to relay that pitch information to the batter. And so this is very interesting because the MLB has been really trying to crack down, especially after there was a lot of accusations from the 2017 and 2018 season. We've even seen it throughout this offseason when it started off with the allegations to the Houston Astros that they were using video footage, that they were using potential buzzers, that they were using noises in the dugout to be able to relay these signs to try and steal them for their own benefit. And when I first heard this story come out, just as a baseball fan, it was, in my opinion, sort of a disgrace to the game of trying to cheat to find a way to get the advantage. But we've seen steal signing be something that has never really been looked at that seriously throughout these past 10 to 20 years. We've heard a lot of accusations, we've heard a lot of whispers about teams potentially doing it, but there was never really punishments, there was never really crackdowns until this past offseason and last offseason, when the MLB commissioner came out and said the commissioner made it clear in September 2015, 2017, when a memorandum to the clubs of how seriously he would take any future violations regarding this sort of electronic equipment or the inappropriate use of video replay room. And the MLB, in their statement, said that given these accusations, that the MLB will commence in the investigation in this manner. And so they're taking this very seriously, not only for the Houston Astros, but from the Red Sox. And this, in my opinion, is just one of many different sort of scandals that are going to be coming out now that a lot of this information is starting to come in. Because once we saw that the Houston Astros were accused, we heard other reports that potentially the Red Sox of this team would be accused, and that maybe teams like the Yankees, like the Dodgers, would also be accused of doing very similar things. And so it's very upsetting as a baseball fan, and especially as a Red Sox fan, to really wrap my head around this and not say that there needs to be a hard punishment towards any team that, does these sort of things to find a way to overcome the competitiveness in this game of baseball. And in my opinion, I really think that if all this stuff is true, Alex Cora should be fired. The manager of the Red Sox, Alex Cora, has been involved in these last 2 scandals. He was the bench coach for the Houston Astros, and it was even said that he was the one that set up the system to help the Houston Astros cheat in 2017. And so now then he went over to the Red Sox in 2018 and did the same exact thing. And as a Red Sox fan and as a baseball fan, as much as I love Alex Cora and how great of a manager he was last season, and he was mediocre during the 2019 season, they really need to crack down. Something needs to happen. Something needs to change. And I honestly think that he will either be fired from the Red Sox or banned for life from baseball. And I would agree with it. So the Red Sox also came out with a statement stating that we have recently been made aware of these allegations, suggesting that the inappropriate use of our video replay room. And the Red Sox said that we take these allegations very seriously and will fully cooperate with the MLB to investigate this matter. It'll be really interesting during these next few weeks and next few months to really see what sort of video footage or evidence that people figure out and find. Like we saw with the Houston Astros, a lot of people heard the bangs during looking at different game footage. They also looked at the Houston Astros World Series video and saw some of the monitors in the clubhouse. And so it'll be really interesting to see how this whole story really uncovers. But I just wanted to make this video, especially the day that it did happen, giving a little bit of my analysis from how big of a Red Sox fan I really am. And so just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the situation and what you think will happen to the Red Sox. And don't forget, please give me a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And also don't forget, go down and subscribe. I post new videos like this every single week talking about the biggest sports stories and giving my analysis on it. And also, I also do the same thing on my Instagram and my Twitter, also Facebook, and I post on those every single day. So I'd really appreciate it if you would go over and support either of those. So thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate your support as always. I'll see you guys next time.
The band that's big views. Boarded the plane, won't be back to May. Now I can't camp it with you.